Okay, if you're ready, we're going to go ahead and jump right to questions. We'll begin with Ryan Aber with the Oklahoman and then go to Joe Bettner.
Yeah, Creed, I'm just curious what your assessment was of how the offensive line played Saturday night, and especially in the run game.
Yeah, it was overall a good starting point for the O-line. We definitely need to do a lot better in the run game going forward for sure. So that's something we'll definitely be working on these next few weeks. But, yeah, a good starting point, but we definitely need to get better.
Appreciate it.
Okay, Joe Bettner with the Norman transcript, and then Jason Kersey.
Creed, you obviously don't have as many non-conference games as usual this year, and I'm curious how important those kind of first games are as far as getting the offensive line reps, building that chemistry. It seems like something that in past years has taken, a few games to kind of gel together. How important are those for you guys to take advantage, I guess, of these next few games?
Yeah, that non-conference game was very important for that. One thing we do have going for us that is good is that we have all played together before. So we do have that for us. But obviously that first game was very important. We're about to dive straight into conference now against a talented defensive front right off the bat. So it was important for us for sure.
Okay, let's go to Jason Kersey of The Athletic and then Eric Bailey.
Yeah, hey, Creed. I wonder if you could describe the difficulty you guys face as an O-line, kind of when you don't know day to day who's going to be available and who's not. Maybe for those of us who aren't offensive linemen, what are the challenges of having different guys lined up next to you every day and not having that consistent five-man unit?
Yeah, it can be challenging. There's days where we might not know who we're going to be playing by, but that's just the reality of the situation we're in this year. So we got to play through it. No matter what, all five guys have to do their job. So, it's obviously a little bit difficult, but it's something that we just have to work through. So we just have to live with it no matter what.
Thanks, Creed.
Eric Bailey of the Tulsa World, and then John Hoover.
Hey, Creed, I have a similar question to what Jason asked a little bit. There are some players who had to watch the game from home, including some offensive linemen. How do you, as both the captain and the center, keep those guys engaged since they're just they're not only missing practices, but they're missing actual games?
Yeah, it's difficult. They're not getting all those reps that they need to be getting for sure. But, we have them in on Zoom meetings for our position meetings, things like that. So they're not missing too much of the mental part of it. They can still watch the practice from that day, on their iPads, things like that. So it's really, they just got to grow mentally whenever people are out like that. So they may not be getting the physical reps, but they're getting the mental reps still.
Thanks, Creed.
John Hoover, SI Sooners, and then Bob Prisbillo.
Hey, Creed, I also had a similar question in that vein, and that is, we talked to Bill Beedenbow and yourself several times throughout the preseason about the depth that was available to the offensive line this year, the number of guys who could play a number of positions. And you look at the participation chart from the postgame, and I think a total of 7 guys played. You were out of the game early, obviously. But the fact that 7 guys played in the season opener, 48-0 against Missouri State, is that disappointing that more guys didn't get that action that you had been looking forward to for so long?
Yeah, obviously we'd want more people out there for sure. But that's just, the world we're living in right now is you never know who's going to get it. We're going through a pandemic, so people can be doing all the right things off the field and they can still get this. So, no matter what, obviously it's disappointing to have those guys not, play that first game, but it's just, something that we have to go through this year.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Bob Prisbillo with Sooner Scoop, and then Joey Helmer.
Yeah, Creed, I think the surprise of last week's depth chart was seeing Anton Harrison as the starting left tackle. Just kind of give us an idea of what he's done so well so quickly to earn that type of recognition.
Yeah, Anton had a great fall camp. He was doing everything right, as far as mental stuff. He wasn't really having too many breakdowns in assignment-wise areas, but, he has a lot of physical tools. That's exciting to see for sure. He's going to be as long as he keeps working, he'll be a great talent here. And I'm excited to see where his future goes.
Okay, Joey Helmer with OU Insider, and then Keegan Renault.
Yeah, Creed, I know you guys are focused on what you do, but just kind of what are your thoughts on Seth McGowan and what you've seen from him?
Yeah, Seth, he also had a good fall camp, and I'm excited to watch him and how he grows. He's a physical runner. He's athletic, physical. He can make you miss. He's a really talented back, and I'm really excited to see where his career goes.
Okay, Keegan, did you still have a question? I know you said yours was already asked.
He's already, yeah, he's been asked it 3 times, so I'll ask him again.
Okay, we'll go to Brandon Drum, OU Insider, and then Lee Benson.
Great. Appreciate you doing this. You talked about being a leader for those that are, doing the Zooms and stuff like that, but how all the mixing and matching, how is it different this year for you, obviously outside of the pandemic, than it has been in past years for you as the leader? I guess trying to, with only 7 guys playing, how did you go about doing that? And I guess how tired did you all get? I mean, that has to be playing over and over and over. That's a lot of snaps for you guys because you guys are used to rotating, right?
Yeah, it was the coaches, they did a good job during practice, keeping us fresh and everything. They weren't, just trying to make us go full speed every single play. They gave us, some time off during practice to let us catch our breath and things like that. So they did a really good job with it. But, it's just, at this point, you just got to buckle down and, go at it every single play, no matter what. We're there, so you might as well go hard every single snap that you're in. So, you'd obviously like to have more people, but if you're there, you got to go hard every snap. You don't really have any leeway towards that. We're going to be improving no matter what. So you got to, be on that. And that's, one point that myself and, other leaders on this team made, just because you might not have everybody there that's in your position group, that doesn't mean you get to take time off, things like that during plays. So, it was one of those things that we just had to keep pushing, and we did. We had a good week of practice, things like that. So I'm proud of the guys for, approaching it the right way.
Okay, let's go to Lee Benson with KWTV and then Kerry Murdoch.
Hey, Creed, ever since you've been here at Oklahoma, it seems like early in the year, the offensive line group, you all start a little bit slow based on the standards that you have there at Oklahoma on the offense. And then come October, midseason, it seems like you guys really start to gel and start to really play well game after game after game. Now that you got a game under your belt, do you kind of have that in the back of your mind when you're talking to the younger guys and you're thinking about how good you guys can be in the future?
Yeah, obviously we don't want to start slow and build up. We want to be able to get out there and get going right now. So that's our expectations is, to play how we're supposed to play every single game. So that's just, what I tell those guys is go out there and play how we're supposed to play every game. We don't, with this shortened season, we don't really have time to, slowly get into things. We got to get into it right now. There's a sense of urgency more so than usual. So we definitely need to improve them and improve quickly.
Thanks.
Okay, last question for Creed. We'll go to Kerry Murdoch with Sooner Scoop and Sports Animal.
Creed, you mentioned that you can do everything right and still get knocked out of the game with the pandemic. I'm just curious, like as football players, everybody has an opinion when they see how college kids act, not just at OU, but everywhere. But how do you guys process that when you know that some kids on campus just don't care about, all the stuff you guys have to go through, the protocols you have to follow? I don't know, does it make you bitter at all just to see that, part of the student body just doesn't seem to care? Or that you just
not really. We were kind of expecting it. We're at a college. Kids are going to do what they want to do. So it's our job, to just stay away from that and keep distance from that. We can't try to control everybody in this university. That's just not possible. That's not what we're supposed to do. Our job is to keep our distance as much as we can. So I'm not going to be bitter about anybody else doing what they want to do. So.
As a player, then how important is it just coming to terms with we don't get to live regular lives right now as a football player?
Yeah, it's important for people to understand that for sure, on this team that, we're not going to be able to do things that we usually do. We're not going to be able to go out to restaurants, things like that, like we normally do. So it's definitely a weird situation we're in, but it's, what we have to do, to keep the season going forward. So most people, for the most part, everybody's been bought into it. So we'll just, keep doing what we're doing right now and keep moving this season forward.